Right now at noon, we're learning new details about the Department of Criminal Investigation into a fatal officer-involved shooting in Beloit. And we're learning the final results of the Iowa caucuses, an update on a very close tie between two Democratic presidential candidates.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon. We start with breaking news in from the Channel 3000 Alert Center. The Rock County District Attorney says the fatal officer-involved shooting in Beloit back in December was lawful and reasonable based on the facts of the case. The officers will not face charges. 3 Beloit officers shot and killed 23-year-old Monte Penning. According to police, Penning was seen driving a stolen vehicle in the area where gunshots were reported. When officers tried pulling him over, the district attorney said he ran off between houses in the neighborhood. He was observed to have a gun, and shell casings were found inside the abandoned stolen car. The district attorney's office says that he fired 22 rounds after Penning ignored commands. The officers fired 22 rounds after Penning ignored commands to drop the gun in his hand.
Mr. Penning was hit twice in the chest, once in his left arm, and Dr. Goodman reported to me that the wounds to Mr. Penning's left arm were consistent with the fact that Mr. Penning had his arm extended towards police officers.
We have more information about the investigation tonight on News 3 Now. And more breaking news this afternoon. The Madison Police Department says a DCI investigation finds no wrongdoing by officers involved in a deadly shooting on Raymond Road back in October. According to a release from the acting chief, Vic Wall, officers were found to have acted in compliance with the department's use of deadly force and de-escalation standard operating procedures. 63-year-old Dean Thomas was killed in the shooting. In December, District Attorney Ismail Ozan determined that there would be no criminal charges. Let's head over to the Weather Center now. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first warn forecast. Hi, Chris.
Hello, Mark. One thing that we have seen this morning has been the variably cloudy skies. At times, things were cloudy, then at times you've seen some sunshine. Right now, we're in one of the brighter peaks. As we look outside, you see the blue in the sky. Temperatures, we are right at 32, so the temperatures will continue to warm up as we go through the rest of the afternoon. We should level off right around that freezing mark. 36 as you work your way down towards Janesville. Wisconsin Dells coming in at 29. Now, we do have that chance to see some flurries in some spots as we go through the day. We're going to be watching that one closely, but most of that snow shower and flurry activity will pass towards our south and west. But what we're watching is that flurries will continue. We could see several inches of snow by Sunday, and that's the day that we do have as an alert day in the forecast. There could be snowfall ranges from 1 to 7 inches throughout the viewing area. The heaviest snow will likely be close to the Dells. We're going to time that out coming up in a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Chris. More planes carrying Americans evacuated from the Chinese city at the epicenter of the coronavirus are arriving back in the United States today. There's also growing concern of the outbreak spreading on cruise ships. Elise Preston reports from Bayonne, New Jersey, where some cruise ship passengers are being tested for the virus.
A plane carrying American evacuees from Wuhan, China took off from Travis Air Force Base in California this morning on its way to Texas and then Nebraska. Passengers will be under a 14-day quarantine to protect against the spread of the coronavirus. Thousands of passengers on board the Diamond Princess cruise ship docked in Japan are also under quarantine. Health officials say they've now removed 61 confirmed cases of coronavirus from the ship, including 9 Americans. Passengers remaining on board want to get off.
I have to tell you now, we're becoming quite afraid. They say that it's very likely that the virus is actually in the air on the ship, being circulated on the ship.
Another cruise ship is under quarantine in Hong Kong, and in Bayonne, New Jersey, more than a dozen Chinese nationals aboard a Royal Caribbean cruise ship were tested for the virus. 4 passengers were taken to the hospital for further testing. Officials say none of the screened passengers on the Anthem of the Seas ship had shown any symptoms. Other passengers were allowed to disembark. There are now more than 31,500 confirmed cases worldwide, and at least 638 patients have died.
For the last 2 days, there have been fewer reported new infections in China, which is good news, but we caution against reading too much into that. The numbers could go up again.
The World Health Organization says there's a global shortage of protective equipment, including masks and gloves, to fight the outbreak, but it's working on a solution. Elise Preston, CBS News, Bayonne, New Jersey.
2 coronavirus patients in Chicago have been discharged from the hospital. The woman had been infected on a trip to Wuhan, China in December and passed it on to her husband when she got back to the U.S. They are in isolation in their home under supervision from federal and state health officials. Well, Iowa Democrats say that they have finally reported all of the results from Monday's caucuses, but CBS News cannot call a winner. The delegate count shows former Mayor Pete Buttigieg and Senator Bernie Sanders essentially tied for first with 10 delegates apiece. But Sanders does have an edge over Buttigieg in the popular vote. The Democratic National Committee chair is calling for an immediate recanvass, which is a hand audit of all the precinct's reporting forms.
I want to make sure that every Iowa voter knows that their vote was counted.
But a recanvass would only happen if one of the campaigns asked for one by this afternoon. A request is not likely to come from either the Sanders or Buttigieg campaigns, who are looking ahead to Tuesday's primary in New Hampshire. Actor Michael Douglas is coming to Madison tomorrow to campaign for Democratic presidential candidate Mike Bloomberg. According to a release, Douglas recently endorsed Bloomberg for president. Douglas says, quote, "We need a sane and steady leader in the White House who will restore the dignity of the Oval Office and fix our broken government." He believes Bloomberg will get that done. Douglas will be in Madison tomorrow for the grand opening of the Bloomberg 2020 Madison field office. That's on South Carroll Street. The UW System Board of Regents has approved tuition hikes for non-resident and graduate students at 6 institutions. Increases range from 1.5% to 25%. They'll go into effect at UW Whitewater, Platteville, Milwaukee, Oshkosh, River Falls, and Stevens Point starting this fall. The schools say they need more money to cover instruction raises and faculty recruitment. Grace Coffee Company is expanding, opening a new location in Sun Prairie. It'll be located on Cabela Drive, right next to Cabela's, and near Prairie Lakes Shopping Mall. Grace first opened on State Street in the former Sacred Feather Hat Shop location that is in 2019. Since then, they've opened another location on East Washington Avenue. The Sun Prairie location has a drive-through for more than 20 cars. All food will be baked in-house. They anticipate to open at the beginning of May. And speaking of food, there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Mr. Food is working on what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Lights, camera, popcorn. Popcorn? We're gearing up for Oscar night with a dressed-up version of popcorn that is award-winning. So come along, join us.
It's definitely our style.
I like the leather.
The color works.
Are you sure you measured before you ordered online?
Know exactly what you're getting when you shop Steinhoffels. Experience our large selection of quality furniture and mattresses to fit your lifestyle and budget. See it online, try it in store, take it home today. Only at Steinhoffels.
Is this European inches?
When their cry is a different kind of cry.
When you know they're sick, but are afraid to know how sick they really are.
That's when you want answers. When you need answers.
Because when it's your child,
your baby,
it's different.
This is where you'll find doctors unlike any other doctors, where we treat the untreatable and conquer the seemingly unconquerable. UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
3 days only. Shop the biggest appliance sale of the year at Grand Appliance. Save on early President's Day price drops and combine with Grand exclusive rebates to get an extra 5% back. Plus up to $500 in friends and family savings. Get a deal no competitor can match. February 6th, 7th, and 8th exclusively at Grand Appliance. Shop grandappliance.com or a store near you. Grand Appliance and TV. You make it home. We make it grand.
Go in the snow plus MPG, your Subaru Ascent from Don Miller. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and 27 MPG highway, the Ascent will get you through in great shape. It's the roomiest Subaru ever. The Ascent has third-row seating and space for 7 or 8 passengers. The 2020 Ascent Premium. Lease from only $319 a month, 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, $19.99 due on signing. No security deposit. Don Miller Subaru, West on Odana or East Side, High Crossing Boulevard, Madison.
Don Miller. You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think?
I love it.
We're celebrating our lakes this Saturday at the Frozen Assets Festival. From a 5K entirely on ice to free activities for your whole family, we're getting you ready for a whole lot of fun.
And we could see more snow on the way. You may need your shovels. Join us at 5 and 8.
This weekend is the Academy Awards, when all of Hollywood A-listers come together as we anxiously wait and watch to see which actors and movies will walk away with an Oscar. And since I assume you're not going to the Governor's Ball, we created a treat that is Oscar-worthy. We start by popping a bag of microwave butter popcorn. After all, what goes better with a movie than popcorn? To that, we add a good amount of salted mixed nuts and about the same amount of dried cranberries. And since there are no rules, you can always swap out mixed nuts for fancier ones or raisins for the cranberries. We drizzle this with some white baking chips that we melted in the microwave and toss it until it's well coated. Now onto a large baking sheet this goes before dusting it with cinnamon and letting it cool completely. Once it sets up, we have a treat that is Oscar ready. Maybe you better make a double batch, because if you're like me, the more suspenseful things get, the more I nibble. So here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for what I call red carpet popcorn crunch, so you'll be ready come Sunday night. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an Oscar-worthy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, guys, thank you. Next at noon, cloudy with a few flurry chances tonight, and Chris is monitoring chances for accumulating snow on Sunday. You'll have your first warned forecast when we come back.
Look at that.
Mattress savings are heating up at Ashley Home Store's President's Day Mattress Marathon. Save up to $800 instantly on Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest, and iComfort Cooling Gel Memory Foam mattresses. Plus, find doorbusters store-wide like this 12-inch Queen Hybrid for just $449. Ashley Home Store.
Hello, I'm Gary Canolti, inviting News 3 Now viewers to join me on a fabulous New England and St. Lawrence Seaway cruise July 9th to the 19th. Spend 2 nights in Boston and tour the Tea Party Museum before setting sail on a 7-night Holland America cruise. We'll explore Bar Harbor, Halifax, Sydney, Charlottetown, and Quebec City before visiting historic Montreal. Our vacation includes all airfare, many meals, and more. For your free brochure, call Holiday Vacations at 1-800-826-2266.
The 27th Annual PBS Wisconsin Garden and Landscape Expo, February 7th through the 9th at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Information and advice spread among lush green plants, colorful flowers, vibrant designs of spring, and delicious bounties from home gardens and Wisconsin farms. Plus the all-new Nature Cat's backyard and a visit from Nature Cat himself. There's something for everyone at the PBS Wisconsin Garden and Landscape Expo.
Come to the circus, the biggest show in town. Come to the circus.
See the elephants, tigers, dogs, and all the fun to be had at the Shrine Circus. Enjoy the magnificent elephants while you still can and make memories for a lifetime. Bring the family one and all to the Shrine Circus.
Come to the circus, the biggest show in town.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's biggest President's Day appliance sale is here. Save thousands instantly on holiday doorbusters. Get special interest-free financing until 2021. Plus a free 10-year warranty and free delivery. Only at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Insomnia is more than just a bad night's sleep.
It can actually contribute to serious health problems.
But which treatments are effective and safe? Experts share surprising facts you need to know. Monday on News 3 Now at 10.
Wisconsin voters deserve the truth. I'm News 3 Now's Amy Reed. I'm breaking down political ads, explaining whose money is behind them and separating truth from misinformation. Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Our Call for Action phone bank is open right now, ready to take on your consumer issue. And call the hotline. Volunteers will help you with any consumer complaints. The number is 608-270-2833. The service is open every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 11 and 1. A strong start for the job market in 2020, and Google Maps is adding new features that will improve navigation for pedestrians. Diane King Hall has your Money Watch report.
Job growth heated up at the start of the year. According to the Labor Department, employers added 225,000 jobs last month. Warmer winter weather boosted hiring in sectors that typically see weakness in January, but revisions to previous data show the economy created 514,000 fewer jobs between April of 2018 and March of 2019 than originally reported. Working parents are still struggling to balance family and work. According to the Modern Family poll by Bright Horizons, about a third of working parents worry about getting fired, and 28% fret they won't get a raise due to family responsibilities, and more working parents are suffering from burnout compared to 5 years ago. New upgrades are coming soon to a Google Map near you. The navigation app will add 3 new buttons: Saved, Contribute, and Updates to help users locate and share destinations. A boost to the live view augmented reality will better show walkers which direction to go and how far their destination is. And if you're looking to spend your Valentine's Day with a furry friend, Coors Light is offering cash toward dog adoption fees. The beer company will give $100 apiece for the first 1,000 dogs adopted through February 21st. For your chance, you can text Coors 4K9 to 28130. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial is down 203 points. The NASDAQ off 17 points, and the S&P 500 down about 9.5. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee out of the radio barn today. So here are your farm numbers. For the weather, Chris Reese standing by. Some snow coming this weekend, perhaps.
Yeah, that is certainly a possibility. If we could switch things over to Max 2 for me. Here's the radar outside right now, or not the radar, but the overall picture showing you just the beautiful skies that we do have for this afternoon. Things are going to be changing, though, as we go through time. We'll see some flurries at times tonight into Saturday, but I'm keeping very close eyes on your Sunday. That is where we will have the potential for accumulating snow. In fact, we have winter storm watch watches in play just towards the north and west of Dane County. So Juneau and Adams counties, Richland, Crawford, Vernon counties, back towards La Crosse are under those winter storm watches. And I've seen enough data today that I'm curious to see if this afternoon we see these winter storm watches get expanded just a little further eastward. Green Lake, Marquette counties, along with Sauk and Columbia counties, I believe, should at least be under that winter storm watch, and maybe even parts of Dane County, just because I've seen this trend push a little further southward as we've gone through the model data so far today. But that does extend backwards towards the south and west there. Here's high-resolution Doppler as we speak. So far, no big issues showing up. It's relatively quiet, but we're watching our next storm system begin to move onshore in the Pacific Northwest. So you see a little snowflake activity starting to show up near Seattle. That's what's going to be headed our direction in due time. Across the Midwest right now, we do have some light snows throughout parts of Iowa and some heavier snows throughout parts of Kentucky, where parts of the state were shut down earlier today. This is the area of low pressure associated for the light snow over Iowa. That's going to continue to push towards our south and east as we go throughout today. It sets the stage for our next storm system to begin to develop sometime Saturday afternoon across the high plains and then move our direction. So here we are Sunday morning at 7 o'clock. That's when the leading edge of snow will likely begin to be knocking on the door of Dane County. If you're out towards the Mississippi River Valley, 5 or 6 o'clock is when that snow is going to begin to move in for you guys. By 11 o'clock, it's heavy snow through the I-94 corridor, up I-39-90, and even through along I-90. So heavy snow will really begin to impact things Sunday afternoon. Then by Sunday evening, here we are at 4 o'clock. We're still in persistent snow, but that's beginning to wind down. By 8 o'clock, we're tapering things off to flurries, and that should come to an end. But I want to show you the probabilities. This is the probability of saying at least 2 inches of snowfall in southern Wisconsin. That's about a 90 to 95% chance for just about everyone. 4 inches of snowfall, that probability shifts a little bit further towards the north in terms of the greatest probability, but still in Madison, we are at an 80 to 90% chance of seeing 4 inches of snow, especially for extreme northern Dane County. Then when it comes to that probability of 6 inches of snow, that's well north of us, but nonetheless, that chance is there. But that is why those winter storm watches are towards the north. That is why that heaviest snowfall map is towards the north as well. That's where we could see 5 to 7 inches, 3 to 5 inches here through Madison, and then 1 to 3 towards the south. But I still think it's very possible we may have to adjust that heaviest band southward. We have an alert day in that forecast for Sunday. We're quiet for Monday and Tuesday, and then there could be more light snow Wednesday and Thursday. We're keeping an eye on that, but I want to focus on Sunday first.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Thank you, Chris. Next at noon, Wendy Bell from the Dane County Humane Society introduces us to our pet of the week. We'll meet Jack right after this.
News 3 Now First Alert Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
My mom was a bank teller, but her hands were so crippled by arthritis she could no longer do her job. She applied for Social Security disability benefits. Like most people, my mom was denied. I'm attorney Don Becker. Don't be embarrassed and don't give up. My mom appealed. You can too. Disability law is all we do.
Call the Becker Law Office, 1-800-254-7766.
Ashley Home Store's biggest President's Day sale is going on now. Get the very best holiday deals in Wisconsin on everything in the store. Living rooms, bedrooms, and mattresses all on sale now. Save up to 60% off all furniture store-wide. Plus our best President's Day financing offer ever. 6 years with no interest charges and only sales tax and delivery due at checkout. And there's no better time to save on sleep during our mattress marathon on now. Only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
What we achieve for patients is life-changing.
You get your smile back, your confidence back in just one day.
A new smile at a price you can afford.
With the dignity and respect you deserve.
Don't wait another day. Nothing is more life-changing than a healthy, confident smile.
Now get 10% off all dentures. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Call 1-800-DENTURE today to schedule your consultation.
So my son says to me, Mom, did you switch your Medicare plan yet? And I say, yes, Robert. Dad and I signed up for a Medicare Advantage plan through Senior Preferred. And he says, Senior Preferred? And I say, yes, Senior Preferred. They give us access to the doctors we want and the drug benefits we need. And he says, that's nice. So how is Dad doing? And I say, your father is fine. My living room, on the other hand.
Senior Preferred. Medicare Advantage plans built for you.
What are you thinking?
Thinking about burger, fries, and some pie.
You know it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, then bring the pie first.
It's back and better than ever. Hurry in today for Perkins Burger, Fries, and Pie Combo. Enjoy any burger, fries, and a slice of our famous pie for just $9.99. It's dinner, dessert, and a deal. Only at Perkins. And now you can order online with PerkinsToGo.com.
Stand by for
All right, so of course we do have that chance for a storm system coming in this weekend. We're just going to go ahead and re-iron out those details of what could potentially be on the table. I was talking about the fact that we could see some snow coming our direction. That's likely at some point during the day on Sunday. And I want to go back to those probabilities that I was talking about. I said we have that probability of seeing at least 2 inches of snow. Everywhere you see in that red, that's above an 80% chance. So you go down towards Janesville, you have an 80% chance of seeing 2 inches of snow. In Madison, that becomes an 90 to 95% chance of seeing at least 2 inches of snow. So that's pretty much in the bag. Then there's that probability of seeing 4 inches of snow. And I'll tell you what, a little forecaster secret here. Once you're above 50%, that probability is pretty good of you seeing that amount of snow, or at least close to it. Here in Madison, we have a 70% chance of seeing at least 4 inches of snow. You work your way up towards the Dells, that is where it becomes a 90% chance. So northern parts of the viewing area have at least a 90% chance of seeing 4 inches of snow. Once again, I'm pretty confident in that area. But then there's that probability of at least 6 inches of snow. For Madison, that probability is down around 30%. So it's going to be a little hard pressed to see half a foot of snow out of this one. But as you work your way up towards places like the Dells, Camp Douglas, over towards La Crosse, well, that's where it becomes 50, 60, and a 70% chance of seeing at least 6 inches of snow. So we're truly highlighting these areas for some of the highest snowfall accumulation as we go through this weekend. That is where my forecast map has 5 to 7 inches of snow, although I've been watching the trends in the model data as we have gone through the day, and it is very possible that we may have to take that heaviest axis and shift it just a little bit further towards the south by a couple of miles. That's something that we are going to pay very close attention to as we go through the next couple of days. But then the overall pattern is one that's likely to be cooler towards the west and warmer towards the south and east, meaning a more active storm chance or storm track. So we could see multiple snow chances as we go through the days ahead.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinan.
Okay, you're going to have to act quickly because this event is Friday, but it's an important one and it's fun and we want you to be aware of it. It's Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County's Hearts for Helping, and it's a party. It's also the second largest fundraiser of the year for Boys and Girls Clubs, raising over $200,000, which means it helps a lot of kids. Tom Farley's the MC, and in addition to live music, live and silent auctions, raffles, dinner, and more, the evening will showcase the club's success, serving over 7,500 kids in Dane County. Of course, the more money raised, the more kids the clubs can serve. Our company is a proud supporter of Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County and of Hearts for Helping. We'd love for you to join us from 6 to 11 at the Madison Concourse Hotel.